All right, today we're talking about a cautionary tale of your tech or your tools sucking the life out of you and dragging you down to the bottom of the sea where you are drowning and you are not recovering. Because this is like the dark side of business that people just don't talk about, but this is the reality. Welcome to Truth Telling Tuesdays, where we're telling marketing realities. And today's is such an interesting one and such an upsetting one to me, because this is where people who are probably a little newer or who are not established yet with an easy six-figure business with digital products or online business this is where I see all these things kind of come to pass and get stopped, and people hit walls, and sometimes they don't recover. And I do not want that to be you, okay? So if you find after all of this you need more resources, check out the link that's in the comments. But for now, let me tell you a little story about one of my favorite clients, Ashley. Ashley is fantastic. Fantastic business. It is a pet-based business. The offer is amazing. So I want to start there. I want to point out the fact that when people struggle with ads, oftentimes the first line of defense is, well, how is the offer? Is the offer good? Is the offer tested and proven? Can the offer be improved? Is the offer the problem? And I want to make a really quick distinction here. The offer that people receive can actually be totally different from the offering or the product or service itself. So let's be specific, right? If you have a product or service, if you have a product where you're teaching people how to train your dog, right? This can be an amazing product. But if it is a bad offer, or it's bad language, or it's not clear to people what they're getting, the offer won't convert. It doesn't mean your product doesn't work, obviously, or your service doesn't work. It means that the offer itself needs to be tweaked. So that's the first thing. But here's the deal. For Ashley, Ashley's products are great. They're tested, they convert, ads are running. So here's what happened. The tech almost dragged the whole business down, to the degree where the frustration was so insane that poor Ashley was like, I'm not even sure that I want to continue with online business. And I'm like, whoa, why is tech pulling you down like this? But this is actually what tech and your actual business tools, when you're running an online business, this is what they do to you, because they create frustration, because they create confusion. So here's the deal. Ashley created a more complex funnel. The customer journey and the sequence of people coming in from cold traffic into her world got screwed up, because she added a little extra step, which was a segmentation quiz. She added a 4-part thing where people, a single question where people could say what their biggest issue was. And a lot of my clients do this. A lot of people in the wider marketing world now use segmentation, and they use buckets or any type of segmentation to figure out how to make the message more specific and clear. And that's what happened here. So what was a very proven method, the ads were working great, the lead magnet was working great, everything was working the way it needed to be. But now we're adding this level of complexity with segmentation. The segmentation added a tool. It was not built into the main system. Now, I am actively not going to tell you here. Yes, I said that. I am not telling you here what this tool was, but I have consistent problems myself with clients who have this tool. It is not user-friendly, and it's one of these all-in-one tools, okay? So here's the deal. We put this added tool in, we add this level for segmentation. It's impossible to figure out the tracking, okay? It's impossible to have this stuff communicate through the whole system. And this is where it was like hitting a brick wall, where you're like, why is this so difficult? Because it's tech. Online tech is not always designed to be easy. I've used over the years different individual pieces of software and tech because I wanted to do something very, very specific. And those things are not always user-friendly, right? And even if there's even one or two tools out there that do really what you want it to do, making them communicate with the other tech is not always a piece of cake. So literally we found ourselves at this impasse. And here's the deal too, I wanna say, I am not an integrator. I am a Facebook ads specialist, right? I specialize in Facebook ads. But the important thing here is, in order for ads to work really, really well, I oftentimes have to help clients iron out the tech, iron out the journey the customer takes with the tech, because the ads will actually do better when we can measure things in a specific way with specific pixels and people going through a sequence in a certain way. So I oftentimes, I end up doing that even though I am not an integrator, because I don't have the time, attention, or focus, or usually the compensation to even do that. But I do that with most of my private clients because we can iron things out and get way better results on the back end. So we were at an impasse. The tech was not functioning. The sequence could not follow through. There was some hiccup getting that information from that new software over into the big all-in-one system, and then getting all of that to actually deliver a single page where the pixel was giving the right information, et cetera, et cetera. And this took something like 5 to 6 weeks. All right, I want you to hear that. 5 to 6 weeks. I was like, ugh. Right? And here was what my recommendation was. We have priorities. When you are running something like advertising, you have priorities. And the priorities are to figure out the fastest, easiest, least resistant route for someone to keep getting your product or service, and certainly to keep seeing your offer so they can click through it and go and get converted to a lead or a sale. That's traffic, right? The traffic comes to a grinding halt when none of those things tech-wise can come into place. So 5 or 6 weeks, and poor Ashley could not figure out how to make it all work. And what I said to Ashley was, you need to consider changing your tech. But Ashley was just new enough that she was like, I don't want to learn a whole new system and all this new software to make this stuff work. And I said, you know what? From the start, here's the truth, because what am I doing? I'm truth telling. Here's the truth. We have struggled from the start to make this one specific software work effortlessly from start to finish. I have no other clients who have this issue. And again, I can only make recommendations because I only run people's Facebook ads. I don't run their back end tech and all the CRM and the ESPs and all the rest of these things and the web page builders and the trackers and all the rest of it. But I said, nobody has this problem. I understand and I hear you. I hear the fact that you don't want to learn a new piece of technology and software to make this work. However, if it means shifting and changing to something else that everyone around you knows and says, I use that too and it's much easier, you have to think, maybe that's my priority. Maybe that's the thing I can actually focus on here. And that's what I want to leave you with today. Ultimately, 6 weeks later, Ashley was able to figure all this out and figure out how it all connected and figure out how all the right tech and tracking and everything fell into place. And I was coaching her through every step of the way to get there, and most of all, to not give up just because of the tech itself and this one specific tool that she was deeply attached to. And that's what we're talking about here. It is not about attachment. Working in the online world, coming into the world of advertising as the front end, right? Because we have traffic, 50% traffic, 50% conversion. Do not fall into the trap, I say it again, of 80% conversion and a little bit of traffic, or 90% conversion and 10% of traffic. 50-50, 50% traffic, 50% conversion. And this is where you're getting the traffic information. So the ads all went on hold because the whole thing wasn't working. And the towel was getting ready to be thrown down like a gauntlet and say, I dare you to keep me in this world, technology. But ultimately, she figured it out, and it was not easy at all. But what I said to her was, it's time to consider new tech. Now, she chose not to use new tech, as I've now said to you. However, there are plenty of technical things out there, programs, softwares, all-in-one programs that are really user-friendly compared to other things. Everything is going to require just a little bit of effort to figure out how to use it. But once you go through that learning curve, and every step of this way, when you're starting your own business, everything is a learning curve. You just want the shortest learning curve possible. All right, that's the key. Take the shortest learning curve possible. And when you come up against something, do not feel like you are isolated. Now, Ashley's part of a bunch of different online groups. She's part of different paid coaching programs and different things. And I said, go into all your different paid coaching programs and ask those people what they use. First of all, like we did, ask them if they can overcome this problem. No one could easily specifically do that. And I want to point that out. If you know that nobody else has been able to solve the problem that you are finding, and it is a tech-based problem, that means your tech is too complex for you, and it's just not worth your time. So I said, go into your groups, ask all the other people what they use, what they recommend, what they prefer, and then take the least resistant path. Ultimately, Ashley didn't have to do it this time. I almost guarantee you down the road, she's going to have to do it despite all of this once everything's up and running and she feels better about it. But don't let tech pull you down. This got to such a degree after 5 to 6 weeks that Ashley considered throwing in the towel on her business. Her business where everything on the front end was tested and proven and worked and was cost effective. And that is what tech does. This is a mindset thing. This is a situation where the mindset can drag you down, and I don't want that to be you. So ask yourself right now, based on what you're working on and the challenges and the obstacles you feel like you come up against, do you have tech issues? Because this means that you're going to stop the front end stuff. You're not going to be able, most importantly, you're going to be managing your tech to such a high degree and such an intensive level for no reason, and you will not be able to put that attention, energy, and focus into testing effectively something like your traffic and your Facebook ads, which are actually going to give you way faster results, way better momentum, way better costs, and way better satisfaction working in your business, so that you never think, I want to throw the towel in. This is my key for you. Stop right now. Is your tech simplifying your life? Is your tech complicating your life? And yes, we all have learning curves. We all do. You may want to hire someone to help with your tech. You may want to hire someone to give you a tutorial or two about your basic tech. You may want to hire someone to show you a course to make something like Facebook ads work, if that's how you're seeing this, and you're not taking, you don't want someone to run your Facebook ads for you. But do not let the tech stop you. I, in the past, am not proud, but I'm responsible, and I'm really happy to say that I overcame my true tech hurdles and my deep tech obstacles. Why are we having this conversation for quite so much time? Because it's so real and it hurts so bad when tech feels like it's playing against you, but tech doesn't care. It's indifferent. This is not something where a human being is on the other side of it. This is software. This is a bunch of zeros and numbers working together to make one thing happen. If it's too complex for you, find an easier option. And I gotta tell you, in this day and age, there are so many easier options. So if you still have challenges with your tech, or you're having challenges with your ads and your tech, or you're having any other type of challenges, click the link in the comments. Contact me. Let me know what your challenge is, because I don't want anything like this holding you back, or God forbid, making you feel like you're questioning your business and what you're passionate and have a mission to deliver. You deserve to deliver your mission in the least resistant, least obstacle heavy way possible. So don't let tech pull you down. I look forward to doing some more truth telling with you next week. See you later.